do not necessarily reflect or represent those of the owners, management, or advertisers of Pacific Telestations, Inc. This message has been brought to you by the stations of KUAM.
You're watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this episode of The Buzz. Exciting show tonight. Of course, I have the Director of the Department of Administration, happens also to be the chairperson for the negotiating team, GovGuam negotiating team for GovGuam Insurance. And that's completed. Now people are signing up now. Welcome. Good evening, Benita. How you doing?
Good evening, Jess. Oh,
Benita
just great.
Malonia, of course. Well, you're all settled down. I waited for you to settle into your new place of occupancy now in ITC, so you look refreshed now.
Yes, we've been there almost 1 year.
1 year, there we go. So I waited for that because I placing calls to you and while in the transition of the move was very hectic. But anyway, congratulations that you're in there now.
Thank you.
And so you just completed the GovGuam health insurance negotiations. Actually, not just completed. People are already signing up for that, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So please tell us that tedious task.
Well, we started the process in February. We've been meeting with the negotiating team, and that's a 9-member team, 9 voting members, and we also have a ex officio non-voting member, which is Ron Tihan, representing Senator Rodriguez and the team. So we've been meeting since February, and we spend thousands of hours actually going through the RFP process, making changes to the RFP, coming up with a new plan design based on members' requests of what coverage they would like to see. So we had to put that in the RFP and ask for proposal, cost proposal, and whether it's something that GovCom would put in, whether we could afford it. So we started that, and we announced the RFP back in May, and received the proposals in June and negotiated in July, and went through the contractual phase in August. So we just signed the contract in September, and now we had open enrollment last week. So
yeah. So the process, and I noticed the three providers now. I noticed that you have one new provider basically.
That's
So
correct.
what happens with that in the the selection, or how is that done? Because I see that Staywell is no longer or not a provider this year anyway,
that's
right?
Correct.
Okay, and instead there's Take Care. So what happens in that process in the selection, I guess? Of
well, the 9 members, there is an evaluation of the proposal, and we assign points based on what they submit. And there were 4 that submitted proposals, and we had to select up to 3 per the law.
Okay.
And the 9 members selected the 3 to negotiate with for exclusive and non-exclusive. But we recommended to go with the non-exclusive and continued choice for the employees.
Now then again, that is for fiscal year 2015, right?
Yes.
So then you start in a few months you start the process all over again, right?
Actually, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So you guys got new benefits. Looks like there's a real cost savings to the government of Guam, which will be transferred basically off to the employees, survivors, and also the retirees. I'm sure that cost will be passed on to them as well. So there's a big cost savings this year, right?
There's over $1 million. I think the main point here is we added more benefits without increasing costs. So the cost went down over $1 million, and we also have that participating contract provision that if the cost is if the premium that we paid and the expenses that the insurance companies pay out in terms of claims is less than 86%. Then we get it back.
Sure.
So we have like a safety check.
Sure.
That if we pay more, then we get it back in about 18 months.
So I see also. Transplant is one. Kidney transplant, right? Is it?
It's transplant in general. Organ transplant.
Organ transplant.
So it could be kidney, it could be heart, it could be lungs, it could be liver.
That's. I mean, insurance. I mean, You guys
Yeah.
have come a long ways.
Oh yes,
come
yes,
a long ways
yeah.
because that's a hefty price basically.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's very true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's included now. You've got also these.
Nebulizer machine.
Nebulizer.
There's a lot of there's a request for that
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of people with that are asthmatic
Sure.
or have allergy problems and they need to breathe.
Sure.
So we are covering that one. We also have the urgent care coverage at $10 copay.
Copay. Mhm.
Yeah, and instead of going to the emergency room
Sure.
for really not really
Sure,
an
sure.
emergency. We also have extended annual physicals to the Philippines, and we have also extended the residency requirement where if you go off island for more than
Sure.
90 days,
Yeah.
you don't get insurance
So
coverage.
now you've doubled
Now
the days, right?
we've
You doubled-
extended
yeah,
it, up
182,
to
right?
182
yeah.
based on the IRS
Sure,
rules.
sure. No, I mean, that's great because I was reading all that, and you have some things as well that really some of these things also benefit a lot of the, not only the employees and the survivors also, but the retirees.
Yes,
Yeah?
yeah, that's
So-
correct.
yeah.
I think that benefits the retirees more.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of retirees who have all the time in the world to
Sure.
go and visit their family in
Sure.
the States or elsewhere, and they would be gone for a couple of months. And so this is actually also
Sure.
addressing the retirees' concerns about having continuing coverage while they're gone for almost 6 months.
Yeah.
In essence.
No, that's great to be able to do something like that. Now, there were some things that you said that you're still working on that probably looks like you'll probably be negotiated for next fiscal year. So what are the chances on keeping this? Because now that you've got organ transplant now, I mean, this is going to be the standard now then, right?
This is whatever we've put
Now
in,
will
and
be the
we
yeah.
have made a lot of changes in the
Sure.
actually within the last 4 years. I've been doing this for 4 years
Sure.
already, and I think we've come a long ways in coming out with better plan design changes, and we will continue to address other needs, and we're also going to focus also on trying to address more the needs of the retirees.
Sure,
We
sure.
tried to do a Medigap coverage this year, but because there were some gaps that we did not anticipate after we had negotiated it, and it was during the contractual phase. We found that there were some issues that
Sure.
could be detrimental to
Sure.
the retarees, and instead of helping them,
Yeah.
it's not really it's not going to help them because they're going to lose, for example, prescription drug
Sure.
coverage if they're on Medicare, and they signed up for this one. Some of them won't have coverage until January. So 3 months of no prescription drug coverage could be catastrophic for a retiree.
Now, let me ask you this as well, because a few months back, we got the notice, of course, that the Obamacare was not applicable to the territories.
Yes.
Was that made a lot easier then, because there was a scare there for us that there was a possibility that insurance rate might jump up by 55% based on the Obamacare coverage here in Guam. So that again being not applicable to us here, was that a concern from the very beginning in negotiations?
Well, we had implemented a lot of those changes
Okay.
already, and I think once you give an employee that benefit,
You
I
can't take
think
it away.
It's very hard to take it away. And one of the major benefits that we have included based on Obamacare is there's no annual limitation.
Limitations.
Yeah, and I think that's very important because I know what's it like to face a catastrophic
Sure,
illness,
sure.
and your insurance coverage is limited
Sure.
to
Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah.
And and the coverage could easily be
Yeah.
in the millions.
And
the
like
cost.
and likewise as well, one of the Obamacare entities there is that you're able to carry your dependent
Up to age 26.
26,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And
That's still
and that was done because people graduating from colleges was a little harder to get a job nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I got to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about some tax refunds. Okay?
Okay.
Be right back.